Hello everyone, welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 930 named binary subarray with sum. In this problem, we are given a binary array nums and the integer goals. Now, we have to return the number of non-empty subarray with a sum goal. And here, a subarray is a contiguous part of the array. So now, let's understand the first example. The array contains 5 elements, which is 1, 0, 1, 0, and 1, and the goal is 2. So here, these 4 subarray, which is 101, 1010, 0101, and 101, has total sum is equal to 2, which is goal. So that's why we have to return 4. I hope you understood the problem statement. Now let's move on to the algorithm. In this problem, to understand the algorithm, we have taken the first example. The array contains 5 elements and the goal is 2. So here we have to find the number of subarrays where their summation of all of the element is 2. There will be 4 subarray. One is this, another is this, another is this, and another is this. So all of these subarray has goal is equal to 2 or the summation is equal to 2. So we have to return 4 here. Now, how can we solve this problem? Basically, in most of the problem where contiguous part or the subarray is mentioned, in most of the cases, those kind of problem can be solved using the sliding window technique. So let's see. We are going to solve this problem by using the sliding window technique. Now, let's take a number line for the explanation. Now our problem is we have to find the number of subarray where all of the summation of element is equal to goal. Now let's rethink this problem. Suppose if at first we find the number of subarray where the summation of all of the elements is less than or equal to goal, and after that if we subtract this from the number of subarray where the summation is less than or equal to goal minus 1. Suppose we find the number of subarray where the summation of all of element is goal is 14. And we find the number of subarray where the summation of all of the element less than is equal to goal minus 1 is 10. Now, if we subtract these two, we will get the number of subarray where the summation of all of the element is exactly equal to the goal. And this is what we're gonna calculate. Now, this is the basic intuition. So here, we have to run the sliding window on 2 times. At first, we have to determine how many subarray we can make by using goal and how many subarray we can make by using goal minus 1 and subtract both of them. So here, let's see how the problem basically works. For the sliding window technique, we will take here a variable size window and both of the left and right pointer initially pointing to the 1. Now, we are calculating the subarray where the sum is less than or equal to the goal. So here goal is 2. This subarray sum less than or equal to goal. So we can consider it. So here the length is 1. Now we have to expand the right pointer and the subarray is 1, 0. So here their summation is 1, which is also less than or equal to goal. So we have to add the length here. Now, for this subarray, their summation will be 3, 1 plus 1. And we can consider it here because it is less than or equal to the goal. Now again, we can consider this subarray, which is 1010 with the length 4. Now, if we expand the subarray here, the summation will become 3 because 1 plus 1 plus 1. So we cannot do it. We have to shrink our window size. So here the window will become this. We have to shift the left pointer. So here the summation will be 2, 1 plus 1. In this case, we have to simply add 4. So in total, there are 14 amount of subarray where the sum of all of the element is less than or equal to 2. Now let's find how many subarray we can find where the summation of all of the element is less than or equal to 2 minus 1, which is 1. Let's see. This is one subarray. This is another subarray, but this subarray cannot be considered. So far we have found 2 of the subarray. So their summation will be 1 plus 2. Now we have to shrink our window. Now our window is this. It is another subarray. Now again we have to expand the subarray here 0, 1, 0 with the sum of 1, which is less than or equal to 1. Now if we expand the subarray here, their summation is becoming 2, which is greater than 1, so we cannot consider it. Now we have to shrink the left pointer. So their summation will also become 2, so we cannot consider it. Again, we have to shrink the window here, and it will become 0 and 1. So the summation will be 2, and in total there is 10. So we can say that the number of subarray where the summation of all of the element is less than or equal to 1 is 10, and the number of subarray where the summation of all of the element is less than or equal to 2 is 14. So here, by subtracting 10 from 14, we can find the number of subarray where the summation of all of the element as goal is exactly equal to 2. And this is how we're going to solve this problem. And the overall time complexity of this algorithm is big O of n, which is a linear runtime complexity. I hope you understood the problem statement as well as the algorithm. Now let's move on to the code. In this problem, the code is pretty simple. At first, we are given a function named number of subarray with sum, and which has a vector a and integer k as a parameter. K is the goal here. Now, we are running a function which is calculate subarray or count subarray less than k and count subarray less than k minus 1. So here, we have to store the answer into a variable x and y, and we have to simply return their differences. Now let's see how this function basically works. Here, this function basically takes the vector and integer k as a parameter, and we are taking 2 of the pointers, I and j initially is 0, and the total is 0 and sum is 0. Now here, if the value of k is less than 0, we have to simply return 0. This is one of the base cases you can consider. And we are running this loop until the j become out of bound. So here, summation plus equal to a of j, and we are excluding until the summation is greater than k, and we are excluding the corresponding a of I with the corresponding I, and finally increase the I pointer, and we are adding total to the j minus I plus 1, which is the window size, and finally we are increasing the value j. After that, we are returning the total. Now finally we have to simply return x minus y. I hope you understood the code. Thank you everyone for watching the video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.